Hey everybody, welcome back to Mobility Mindset.
My name is Adam, proud father, married to an amazing woman, fitness enthusiast, registered physical therapist. This channel is dedicated to those busy parents trying to figure out how to perform at their best in this crazy game of life. This video is for educational purposes and was never intended to replace medical advice.
So moving on to phase 2, which is the spinal and pelvic stability. Like I mentioned in part 1, if we don't have good activation of our core muscles, the muscles at the front, the back, and the sides of our trunk, for that stable base to generate force from, then we just won't be able to get the most out of our more advanced lifts. So here are some exercises that I like to prescribe to my clients that typically have issues with back pain, hip pain, or poor performance and poor movement strategies.
Start by establishing the pelvic position, understanding what a posterior tilt is, an anterior tilt, and a neutral. Lay on your back with your knees bent. Bring your belt line towards your navel while activating your core muscles as you exhale. This is a posterior tilt. Try keeping the movement to the pelvis as to not impact your spine position. Then do the opposite. Bring the belt line away from the navel. In this one, you will get some lower spine extension, so creating a little space between your lower back and the table or the floor. Right in the middle of this, you will find what neutral is, and this is so important. When you're doing something like this dead bug using the ball, you keep the ball between your knees and your hands, but the goal is to maintain neutral the entire time by using your core muscles. When you take the ball away, it takes a little more coordination. Once again, the weight of your legs and your arms and also gravity is what is causing your core muscles to stay active and preventing the spine and the pelvis from moving in any unwanted direction. Now, when you flip this over, you get what we call a bird dog. As you can see here, I'm on hands and knees and I'm outstretching the opposite arm and leg, also trying to maintain a neutral pelvis and spine. This exercise here I call the skydiver. We are externally rotating the arms and going thumbs up. We are lifting the legs and the upper body at the same time, using those lower back muscles and the entire posterior chain. This is a very effective postural exercise.
Now moving on to phase 3, the activation or mind to muscle connection. This is super important because if we jump to the compound movements require a synergy of a whole bunch of different muscles. And if we can't connect to these muscles, then you can do the movement and the form can be perfect, but we won't get the most out of our exercise. And often we find that the dominant muscles, the muscles that do connect, are going to dominate and they will grow and get stronger while the other ones continue to stay weaker. So typically the exercises are done with the band around your thighs or the band around your lower legs, and the resistance is moving inwards and we are basically pushing outward. Now, we usually start with exercises that are static. So we're on our side doing a leg raise or a clamshell and holding, making sure that we can sense the glute is active. And as soon as we feel other muscles taking over, we stop. And the goal is to get to 1 to 2 minutes. And once we get to 1 to 2 minutes, then we move on to the higher resistance, so the next color, and we keep working through the colors. Here are the exercises with a very quick tutorial so that you can get an idea of how to actually do them properly.
First, starting off with the sideline clamshell, put the resistance band around your thighs. You have to figure out what resistance band is ideal for your starting point. The aim is 1 minute hold. You can also couple that with the straight leg side lying hip abduction, also maintaining an active core to keep your spine stable. Then you can try adding a side plank to both of these positions. The purpose of adding the side plank to both of these positions is to develop the side-to-side trunk stability. These exercises are also suitable for warm-ups or priming.
From those static exercises, we can move to standing static exercises, such as a static squat or a static surfer squat.
The goal for these is also trying to get to 1 minute. Have your feet about shoulder width apart. Don't go down into a full squat. It's kind of like a quarter squat. Pretend like your feet are stuck to the floor and you're ripping the floor apart. For the surfer squat, it's the same idea, but you're in more of an externally rotated hip position and a much wider stance.
Once we are able to do that with a solid glute activation for that 1 minute, we can start to move, and we call these dynamic exercises. So these dynamic stability exercises or glute activation exercises are crab walks, monster walks. Here's a video tutorial explaining how to do it for a nice visual.
Very similar position to that static squat. Have the band just above your knees around your thighs. Make sure your knees don't cave in as you step sideways. It's always the same distance apart at all times. For the monster walk, you're more upright, so you're not in that squat position, you're standing up, and the band is around your shins or your ankles as you make wide lateral steps.
We can now start practicing compound movements such as squats, deadlifts, lunges, and split squats. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and drop a comment. Please subscribe, and if you feel like there's someone in your life, family or friends, that can benefit from this, please share. Till next time, Adam Chang signing off.